What's going on, guys? This is Dustin from Journey to Master, and today I'm going to talk about a whole bunch of different advertising techniques that I'm using. I'm going to go through Angie's List and Home Advisor and Houzz.com and Facebook and Google, all the different things basically that I'm trying to make the phones ring, and what's working, what's not. So stay tuned. I think you'll get a lot of value out of this episode.
Electric power is everywhere present in unlimited quantities. It can drive the world's machinery without the need of coal, oil, gas, or any other fuel. This new power for the driving of the world's machinery will be derived from the energy which operates the universe, the cosmic energy.
Hey everyone, this is Dustin with Livewire. I don't need these in. I wanted to do a video on paid services for getting work. When you start out, you have to pay a lot of money to get seen so that your phones ring. And so I've tried a bunch of different things, and I just want to share what I've done, what I've liked, what I've not liked, and see if there's anything you guys do out there that you might like a little bit better. So one of them that I've tried is Houzz.com. Houzz is kind of like an interior design website where people can go and look at different kitchens and bathrooms and get ideas and stuff. And recently Houzz came out with a contractor program where they called me and they're like, hey, you're in a local area that we have a lot of traffic and we'd like to use you as one of the contractors that we feature on our website. And it's around $200 a month. Basically, like, if anybody's looking for an electrician, they click find a contractor, and a lead is routed to me. It's not routed to like 5 other electricians. It's routed specifically to me if they're in my area. And so that's been good because they can, like, through the website, they can actually write me an email or write me a message. They can, all my contact info is there. They can contact us. So I've gotten, maybe like once a week or once every 2 weeks, I'll get one lead from that, which, if I get a $1,000 job, then it's worth the $200 for that month. So I still see it as a valuable thing to be a part of. I haven't gotten an insane amount of volume from them, but they just started this program too, so I'm kind of just testing it out over the next few months to see how it works out. Next one that I've tried is Angie's List. Angie's List was actually the first one that I tried. Angie's List sounded great when I started. It was around, again, like $200 a month just to be a pro and to be listed with other contractors. And Angie's List, I found when you're with them, they're always trying to upsell you on more stuff. Like, they've got a catalog and they've got this email group and like all these things that you can pay for like another $340 or $150 or $500. You can be featured here as this. And so they're just always looking for extra money from you. Not only that, but they have these things called big deals, and a big deal is basically how Angie's List, your page works, is that you have a storefront and you can list a bunch of deals that you provide. So like, you say you have a panel replacement for $900 or something like that, or $1,200. And then you have like a recessed lighting special and a 1-hour service call for this dollar amount. You put all of those deals on your storefront, and so when people are looking for electricians, they can look through all the electricians and see what all the different deals are that they have. So that's a pretty cool thing, and I've gotten a lot of business off of that. The crappy thing for me is that Angie's List takes a cut out of every single one of those deals. And it's a sizable cut, it's anywhere from like 10 to 15% per thing that's bought. And the customers prepay for something, and then they call you and you get to talk to them. But the shitty thing is, like, if they pre-bought something thinking the job was going to take this long, and then you talk to them and you're like, no, that's actually like 10 hours of work. That's not just a 1-hour thing. I found about 50% of the time the customers were led to believe something that when you call them, it's not actually the case. So it's kind of providing a bad customer experience. The other thing is they have these what are called big deals, and big deals are extra special deals that get emailed out to all Angie's List members. So if you're an Angie's List member, they've got your email address, and you're going to get an email about the top electrical deals and the top home cleaning deals and the top plumbing deals, and they're like super competitively priced. And not only do you have to drop your storefront deal, you know, say you have a panel replacement deal for $1,200, you have to drop your pricing 20% minimum to even have this big deal. So not only are you losing a lot of margin just because you're dropping your price, but Angie's List then takes 25 to 35% of your profit that's left over. So you make almost nothing. And once they blast that out, there's no taking it back. There's no saying stop, stop, stop. So I priced myself way too low on some stuff, just kind of trying to see what it was all about. And then I got nailed with like tons of people buying all this stuff. So I did a lot of work for pretty much break even, or some of the jobs I lost money because I just still learning, you know, how to price myself competitively and still make a profit. So that's the physics of how Angie's List works. But what I found with their customer service and what you're going to be dealing with as a contractor is not only are they very expensive, if they type up one of your big deals wrong and send it out, you have to honor that, or else the customer is going to give a bad review. Everything's review based. I haven't liked Angie's List. The leads that they send out, they'll send me leads, like they'll email me and say, hey, there's a lead. If you want to know the customer's contact information, it's $15. So you click that. Well, they didn't say anything about the fact that they emailed that out to like 5 other companies, and each one of them has to pay $15 just to see the contact info. And if that lead is closed, if somebody, you know, some other company got that work, you don't get let know. So you're still like a dummy just paying $15, and then you call them and they're like, no, I already found somebody to do this work. And so it's just money constantly with Angie's List. I understand it's a business, but holy shit, it costs a lot of money. And I don't feel like the volume is there for what I pay. So, you know, on average, with all the big deals and everything, I probably get 5 to 10 jobs a month from Angie's List, and that's good. But with Home Advisor, for instance, I'm probably getting like 20 to 30 new customers every single month, and I pay less than Angie's List. So to me, Home Advisor is way better than Angie's List is. Angie's List, there's been so many other things that I haven't even mentioned that I've had complaints about, or that things that have gone wrong or whatever, that I have told them that I don't want to use their service anymore. And I feel like I've kept up with my end of the deal. I've paid them. I've never missed a payment. I've never been late. Like, I've done everything on my end of the contract, and they have done so much to piss me off, and I'm not happy with their service. So I said, you know what, I'm not happy with this. I want to stop my membership. And they said, well, you can stop it, but you're locked in for a year. And so you need to pay 30% of the rest of your contract for the rest of the year to stop your service with us. So I was like, wait a second. I could understand if like I was having money problems, or if I had done something wrong, then me canceling my contract would, you know, pay it out. Okay. But I'm not happy with them overall. I'm actually the least happy out of all of the services that I use with Angie's List because of them and the way they run their show. But they're not willing to negotiate on that at all. They're saying, well, if you want to get out, pay up. And it's just always a money thing. And I'm not going to use Angie's List anymore. I'm stuck in the rest of this damn year contract, so I'm just going to keep using it because it's bringing me leads. And I've got all 5-star reviews. I've got like 12, you know, really rock solid reviews on Angie's List, and it's only been a couple months that I've been using them, but I won't use them again in the future. We always try to say that we try to be more like Tesla and less like Edison. They're Edison, so I don't want to do business with them anymore. Home Advisor now. Home Advisor is killer. Everybody that I've ever talked to, guys that do pool stuff, guys that do like irrigation, low voltage lighting, plumbing, most people that I know are super happy with Home Advisor, because Home Advisor, you can control how much work you get in. You can control how much your phones ring. You can pause your leads. They don't charge you more for really anything. What they do is they'll send you leads, and each one of those leads costs a certain amount. And the downside is that no matter what, if you close the business or not, you're charged that lead. But I found with HomeAdvisor, I've got like a 75 to 80% close rate. I don't wait a whole lot of time. When I get a lead, I call them instantly, because if you don't, then it's going to get sent to somebody else, and then they're going to get like 6 phone calls from 6 different electricians. And so I always try to be the first one that calls. But HomeAdvisor's been magic, you know. And at first I was getting a ton of calls, and then I wasn't getting any for like a week. And so I called them and I'm like, what's going on? And they're like, oh, we just have to adjust your ad spend. So like, if you want more leads, you can just tell us. And so I started getting tons and tons of leads because I increased my ad spend, or I increased the total spend that I'm allowing them to charge from me. But I mean, I've been hailed with work from HomeAdvisor. So my thoughts on HomeAdvisor, for any of you wondering, well, all these different groups, dude, start with HomeAdvisor and it will not lead you astray. It won't lead you astray. What's another one that I use? I've used a couple of services that aren't like paid lead services. There's one that's called AdIQ, and it actually is a lead service, but they're really shitty leads. And what they're doing ultimately is they're creating little ads, like banner ads. So down on the right hand side or left hand side of a website, there's this crappy little ad that's put together with not even pictures from your company, just like some guy that's touching wires and stuff like that. I mean, just really poor quality. And they create these ads, and if somebody's out there that just happens to click on it, you'll get a lead. But it's not a good representation of your company. And like, if you're really good at social media and you like posting good quality pictures, and like me, I did all of my business cards, t-shirts, my logo, website, I designed all of that stuff, and I'm very artistic and aesthetic. And so for me, like, the aesthetics of it was really important. So I just felt like it was kind of putting a bad view of my company out there, and I really wasn't making any money for what they were doing, and so I canceled that one. Another one was Yodel. Yodel's kind of a similar thing to AdIQ, except instead of making ads for your company, they actually design an entire website for you, but it's their website and it looks the way they want it to look, and they give you a fake phone number so that when a customer clicks to call you, it's routed through them and they can track that information, and then it hits your phone number. I didn't like how I had no control about what the website looked like, and so to me, again, it looked really hokey because they were just like grabbing free stock images and putting them on this page. And their big sell was like, we can have all of your reviews from all of the different review sites that you've got: Angie's List, HomeAdvisor, Houzz, Facebook, Google. You can have them all on one page displayed. And so I was like, oh, that's a great idea. Well, it never ended up coming to fruition. Every time I looked at my reviews, I never had any reviews. And I've got tons of reviews all over the internet, and that's one of my problems, is I want to get them all collected into one. So they sold me that they'd be able to do that. Another, you know, $150 to $200 a month service with a lot of promises, and I just wasn't happy with it. I was getting more from paying less from other people, and so I squashed the Yodel thing too. And Yodel, I feel like, had a little bit more value. I might have been quick to squash that one. But I feel like with them, if I would have paid a lot more, I probably would have gotten more quality, but it still would have been just this hokey little fake view of my company, and that's the thing I didn't like about it. I've also used Yelp. Yelp was actually pretty good. I didn't spend enough money with Yelp to really see great results, but for the, you know, like $5 a day that I was spending to be placed high enough in their list of electricians in Austin, I got probably, I'd say, like 5 calls a month for $5 a day. I mean, that's not a lot. It may seem like a lot. That's not a lot of money at all. If you're spending, you know, like $300 to $500 a month, I think that you'll see a lot of volume from that. And it's review based again, so people can actually leave honest reviews about you. So I probably will use Yelp in the future. I'm trying to figure out, like, I have a certain ad spend that I'm willing to spend on advertising based off of my profit. I'm willing to lose a certain amount, but I'm not willing to lose more than that because I'm a startup. You know, I need to figure out where I am every month and what to expect and what my bills are always going to be and everything. So I'm still kind of trying to keep it limited, but Yelp to me has a lot of value. So I will go back to them. Not only did I just get like 5 calls, but I've got you know, like 10 people a month that would go to my website and actually click through to read through to my website. And it allows you to like link your website to the Yelp page and your phone number and put services and have deals and stuff. So the value's there. Another one that I do is Facebook. Facebook, this is something I just started delving into, but Facebook's really cheap right now for the attention that you get. You know, like if you came out with a TV commercial, it's going to cost you so much money just to get in front of a certain number of eyes. Well, Facebook's super cheap right now for anybody to get their business in front of a lot of eyes. So Facebook, I'm starting to create Facebook ads and just place them in certain markets for certain things. Like, you know, if I want commercial work from Westlake, Texas, then I can really target specific people in specific industries with specific in like a certain area or something like that. So there's a lot of value in Facebook in doing that. And my thing is, like, with all the paid services that I'm getting, I wondered if I took my same $1,000 a month ad spend, if I canceled all the other services that I was getting and just put that grand into Facebook alone, I wonder if it would give me the same kind of volume. I did Google AdWords for a little while. I didn't see a whole lot there. Again, I probably wasn't spending enough, and the terms that you're buying are pretty expensive for the Austin area, because a lot of people are doing it. And I think customers aren't as stupid anymore. They can tell when an ad's an ad, and so they just skip over that shit. So to me, Google AdWords having an ad at the very top of a page when somebody types in Cedar Park electrician, I skip the top 5 that say ad next to them, and I just go to whatever the first like real result is. What else have I used? Yellow Pages I stayed away from because they were like, I could tell right away they were money hungry. They were just trying to sell me on shit. They didn't really care about quality or building a long-term relationship. And the guy pissed me off when he called to sell me on stuff, and I told him I was like in front of a customer and I had to leave, and he started yelling at me and telling me I'm never going to be successful in business unless I start paying for advertising. And he wouldn't let me get off the phone, so I just said, you know what, I'm hanging up, man, sorry, boop, and I hung up on him. But I got a really bad taste in my mouth from Yellow Pages. The guy was just a raging asshole. I've never had somebody try to hard close me so bad and be a prick about it. So I just don't want to give them my money. But I have heard from other people, and I've read online, that like you should spend a pretty sizable amount of money with Yellow Pages because you're going to get phone calls. But I'm just not. So me, I've probably had, in the last 3 months, I've probably had like 250, is that right? No, probably like 175 to 200 new customers that have actually like agreed to do work. And you know, and some of them are like estimates. I'd send an estimate and they wouldn't do it or whatever. Like, but I've gotten a huge amount of volume, and so much volume that I'm trying to like back the volume down because the number of guys I have, we just can't handle the volume. But that's a first world problem, man. It's like a really high class problem to have, is too much work coming your way. So for me, the last few months, like those specific services, honestly, just Home Advisor. My Google placement is good because like most of the time, if you type in Cedar Park electrician in the Cedar Park area in the maps, if you click like top rated, I'm one of the top rated. I have more reviews than anybody else in my area. I have all 5-star reviews. Most of the other companies have like 1 review total and it's 5 stars, or like 3 reviews and they've got like a 4.5, or they've got 5 reviews and they're like a 3.8 rating. So we have, I don't know, like 11, 12 reviews right now. Every one of them's 5-star. Angie's List, I've got about 11 or 12, all 5-star. Home Advisor, tons of them, all 5-star. Yelp, all 5-star. Google, or I already said Google. Facebook, all 5-star ratings. And so I'm just trying to keep it that way. I know that eventually somebody's going to give me a 3.8 because I charged them more money because they tripled the amount of work I had to do. And I always try to qualify the expectations ahead of time and say, hey, look, if you want me to do this, this is going to cost extra. But I know that the whole 5-star, every rating is going to be a 5-star. That's not going to last for very long. But just being really well reviewed. Oh, Nextdoor is an app. That's another one. Nextdoor, is like an app that you can download with your phone, and anybody that you like, where you live, everybody around you that uses Nextdoor, you can all communicate and leave reviews for companies. And so I've had people go into the Nextdoor app and leave a review for me and say, you know, this is a great electrician, you guys should use him. And I've gotten a bunch of calls from neighbors in like this community, and then all the way across town I'll do a job over there and they will review me as well, so everybody in that community starts. I've got a couple of communities around town that I'm just getting work and work and work in the area because people are talking about us. So I'm having to really rely less on the paid services and more on the word of mouth that I'm getting. So it's been nice over the last few months just being able to see where the business is coming from. And I do track the metrics. I track where all of my work comes from. I'm always asking my customers, where'd you find us? You know, how did you hear this? And they're like, well, you just got amazing reviews everywhere, so we figured we'd go with you. Plus we like the line, more like Tesla, less like Edison. So I get a lot of like nerdy people, like goofballs that get it, you know, that really like that, which I didn't expect anybody to get that. But that's pretty much it. That's my my spiel. I just want to do a video and let some of y'all know, if you're starting out, what things I've had a good experience with, things I've had a bad experience with. Hope that helps. Let me know if you got any suggestions, any comments, and subscribe, please. Bye.